Would you like one of these fluffy little things but someone in your family is allergic to dogs? Are poodles hypoallergenic as they're advertised? Let's find out, shall we? Now the sun is out and the flowers are appearing. That means for a lot of people that's allergy time. So I thought I'd talk about pet allergies and whether poodles and some other dogs are really hypoallergenic. So first of all, we need to know what makes dog allergy sufferers allergic to these cute little fluffy balls. Well, there's two main things. There is the saliva, but the main one is called dander. Now dander is the tiny little skin cells that they have trapped inside the fur, same as dandruff in humans. And these little bits of dander, they get all over the place when the fur gets left on the sofa, on the bed, in the air. These bits of dander come up and then they cause the allergies. Now, the good news is that poodles, such as Molly here, they don't lose their hair. So it means you're not going to get all the hair on the sofa, in the air, or in the bed. Does that mean, though, that they are completely hypoallergenic? Well, not exactly. We had our friend who is very allergic to dogs cuddle in Molly, and he had no problems at all. However, just because they don't really lose their fur does not mean they're completely hypoallergenic. For example, if you are allergic to dog saliva, there's nothing you can do about that because Molly, as we know, likes to lick everyone that she meets. Isn't that right? Yes, that's right. And so if you're allergic to saliva, there's nothing really you can do about that. But there are times that the fur does come out, for example, when you're brushing them, like we did in the video the other day. And so the fur does get, and so it could cause a few allergies. So they're not 100% hypoallergenic. However, the poodles and other dogs that don't shed their fur are fantastic for allergy sufferers. But there are things you can do if you are desperate for a dog and someone in the family does suffer from allergies. Here are some tips on how to reduce the possibility of having these allergies. Number one, get a poodle or some other dog that doesn't shed their fur. There's a reason they call them hypoallergenic. It's not going to be 100%, but this will help a lot. Number two is get a small dog. Now it only makes sense that a tiny little dog like Molly here has less fur, less skin, therefore less dander, and therefore will cause fewer allergies. So the smaller the dog, the fewer problems you will have. The next thing to be careful of is when you are grooming them. If you do have someone in the house who is allergic, obviously don't get them to do the grooming, get someone else in the family to do it, and find a room away, some little back room where they don't really often go or where it's well ventilated. Do the grooming only there, and maybe even when the other people aren't in the house. So all the fur that gets into the air is not going to cause them any problems. The next thing you can do is try before you buy. If you're going to go to a dog shelter or a breeder, then go visit the parents, see if they cause you any allergies. If the parents are okay, it's not guaranteed that you'll be okay with their little puppies, but it'll give you a good hint as to how you will cope with this breed. Now, having said that, while it is always good to go to a rescue home and rescue a dog who needs a home and is not going to be loved, it is a bit more tricky because that's a place where there's lots of different breeds of dogs. So you're going to have a mix of poodles who are hypoallergenic and other dogs who are not, and so it's hard to tell whether you are allergic to this specific breed. Therefore, maybe a breeder would be best for you who only has that breed. The last thing is to know that with a lot of allergies, the more you get used to it, the better it gets. I wouldn't recommend if you have severe allergies that you just try and soldier on. But if you have very slight allergies, then maybe go and see a few weeks the parents or the breeder and see how the reaction is. I've heard a lot of stories about people who have the runny nose and a bit of an allergy, but then after a few weeks it is all gone and you can enjoy your furry little fluff ball. Yes. I do hope this video was useful. If you do have any advice for people who are allergy sufferers or any questions, then please do comment below. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you very shortly in the next video. Bye bye.